And welcome back. So today, if you cannot tell, I am very sick and just don't feel well. So if you can't tell on my voice, then what have you been doing? I'm joking. So today we're gonna be reacting to some of the videos on a channel called Storybooth. So let's begin, I guess. Oh, my hand's cramping up. I wonder if you can even hear my voice.
Me and my family were on vacation in the countryside. We decided to go on a walk one time. It was our last day staying there until we stumbled upon a huge field. My mom, being the nature enthusiast, was like, "Oh my gosh, we have to go there." Walking around this huge field, and it's dotted around the entire place. Each had a huge padlock on all of them. What was in them? Very, very disturbing. They were animals that seemed...
Oh my god, I can't believe somebody would do this. I mean, obviously it happened. Sorry. Ow. I mean, obviously they did this, but, like, I don't understand how people can live with themselves doing this.
To be really mistreated, locked in cages, and in every single caravan dotted around this entire huge field, there were more animals. Dogs, cats, even some birds. It was getting more and more suspicious the further we went into this land. As we approached the end of the whole field, we saw a fenced-off area, just a low fence, anybody could easily hop over it. There was a horse in this tiny area that had been fenced off. It was in a horrible condition. Its ribs were basically jabbing out of its body. They were so clear to see. You could count every single one of them. It was tied up. The bridle was rubbing against its skin. It was horrifying. My parents, they had reached their end of being really suspicious and were really quick to get out of there. We were walking back, my mom and my dad, just discussing everything, very concerned about how nobody had called the police or RSPCA on the...
Dude, I would have immediately, like, taken the thing off of the horse. Or at least, like, gotten some rope, or told one of my parents to go get some rope and make sure that it was loose, or get one of those harnesses for horses and just make sure that it was loose enough that it wouldn't hurt it. And, call the cops and stay with it, you know?
These people at all these abused animals. So we went back to the farm we were staying on. And we went to the person who was renting the house to us, and she said that that was private land that we had just gone on. And the man who owned that land was actually watching us the whole time, and she saw him watching us. And the woman said that this guy had been previously arrested for neglecting and abusing animals a few years ago, but she didn't think he was still doing it. So she called the police, the RSPCA, and they came and took the horse away, along with the other animals. When I saw some of the cats and dogs coming out of their cages, they weren't even able to walk. They could barely limp, and it was horrifying to see. There were so many. They were in horrible condition. But I think if there's anything you can take out of my story is definitely don't neglect animals or abuse them. Because in the end, you're gonna go to jail. Even a small family coming over to see you will get you in serious trouble.
Okay, hold on. I do have another video. I have mine. Hold on. Okay, I found it. So, this one is...
On the first day after class, my mom had overlooked informing me that after school she would... I'd be going to daycare. But when she wasn't there, I was a final puddle. A girl cheered me up by asking me about myself. That girl's name was Sarah, and for 15 years, she was my best friend in the entire world. We only lived 2 blocks away from each other, so every morning before, awaiting our smiling reunion. Our friendship never faltered. If I
That man's like,
she was a girl. If I needed to
that man is just like, what the heck is wrong with these girls?
go to an awkward dance, I was comforted by Sarah's presence. We grew up to develop mental health issues. Her sophomore year was a lonely time for her. Depression and anxiety overwhelmed her, seeking treatment. For the next 5 months, she was really suffering. I did my absolute best to support her via text, calls, and FaceTime, encouraging her to give it her all to get better. Unfortunately, at the end, Sarah chose to stop fighting her battle in her life. A decision which halted